It's September 2022 and you really want to build a PC right now, you can't wait. And this is despite us telling you to wait for the RTX 40 series announcement. I don't care if you see your PC, give me the specs for an RTX 3080 gaming PC right now. I want an RTX 3080, 32GB of RAM, modern CPU and everything else for around $1,500. Okay, let's do this. Right off the bat, we'll start off with the most expensive part, our GPU, the RTX 3080, and the deal with this card right here is the PNY RTX 3080. Now, what we pick here is not the regular 10GB RTX 3080. This is the 12GB Accelerate version, and the best part, it's only for $739. And that extra 2GB of VRAM for this RTX 3080 will be very useful, especially if you like to play games with fidelity, max settings. So go get this card. Now with that out of the way, let's go with our processor. The CPU we pick in this setup is the Core i5-12600K. Hey, over CPC, why not pick the KF? Well, this one's a good deal, boys. At only $278, the KF is only about $9 less, which isn't really a good deal. What I like about the K is that it comes with an integrated GPU. Now you could use this graphics power when you're doing some form of editing. The 12600K is actually a good processor for editing. In fact, this processor is the one that I am actually using for our editing rig. So yes, let's stick with this one for $278. And because this is a K model, this CPU does not come with any cooler. And so we're going to pick a 240mm AIO for our CPU, and what we picked is the Thermaltake TH240 ARGB AIO. This is LGA 1700 ready, so that's compatible with the socket for the 12th Gen Intel Core series. And I like the design of this one. It's very simple, comes with an ARGB with drizzle RGB, so you can sync this one with your setup. And the best part is that this only comes at $89. And it comes with a standard 2-year warranty. Now before we proceed, guys, why don't you hit that like button so we can keep this RGB running here. Let's go back to our motherboard. We're going to pick a solid B660 motherboard, and our motherboard is the MSI Pro B660M-A DDR4 motherboard. It comes with that standard black theme with heat sinks on our VRM, NVMe, 4 RAM slots, and of course RGB headers are there. The thing I like about the B660A series is that it's one of the best boards out there in terms of thermal performance. We here in Overseer PC value function and performance more than anything else, and this fits our criteria very well. And the best part is that it only comes at $124. One of the most important components in our RTX 3080 rig will be the RAM. For this rig, we wanted faster DDR4 RAM, and what we picked is the Corsair Vengeance LPX 32GB 3600MHz. This is a good low profile and comes with that black theme. And this of course is a 2x16GB kit. Simple, does the job, reliable. Timings for this one is fairly standard at 18, 22, 22, 42, so it's decent timings. It doesn't have RGB, but it's one of the best value RAMs out there for only $100. For our storage, we are going to be bumping up to 1TB NVMe. Because this is predominantly for a gaming PC, we wouldn't invest in the best NVMe. Instead, we're just going to pick this one right here, the PNY CS2130 1TB NVMe. It has 3500 megabytes per second read and 1800 megabytes per second write speeds. Comes with a 3D NAND as well. It's a decent NVMe, nothing fancy right here, but does the job. Because we plan the setup to have some wiggle room for upgrades later on, we are going for an 850 watt power supply, and what we have selected is the EVGA 850 BQ80 Plus Bronze semi-modular power supply. It's semi-modular, but this is fine. It comes with all the necessary cables for our rig. The best part is that most of its wattage is coming from the 12-volt rail, so that's 840 watts on the 12-volt rail. Comes with 3 8-pin and 3 6-pin PCIe connectors, 2 8-pin connectors for the CPU, 5 years warranty as well, so that's definitely quite good. The price $65. Now that's a steal right there. Lastly, for our case, we're going on a budget here. We picked the Thermaltake V150 case. It comes with 3 ARGB fans with a mesh front, and I like the swing tempered glass panel on this case. It makes it easier to open and close the glass, you know. And in the setup, you may need to remove one of the fans because you'll be mounting our AIO at the front. And for $61 guys, this is definitely a good deal right here. Now, as a summary, our build comes down to a whopping $1,528.92. Now, that's amazing for this package. We've got the RTX 3080 with 12GB of VRAM, 32GB of DDR4 to 600MHz RAM, Intel 12600K, 1TB of NVMe storage, on all powered by 850 watts power supply. This here is definitely a good deal if you can't wait for the RTX 40 series announcement, and will get you ready possibly for Warzone 2 when it drops later this year. And if this budget is too much for you, don't worry, we have laid out the fastest $1,000 PC build right here, so do check that one out, and we'll see you guys over there.